One person is dead after a deputy-involved shooting in Baldwin County. It happened Sunday evening. The Baldwin County Major Crimes Unit says it all began at a traffic stop. NBC 15's Harmon has details.
Take a look at this video captured by our cameras Sunday evening. A little more than half an hour after sunset, this stretch of the Baldwin Beach Express was lit up with blue lights and crime scene tape. At least 10 Baldwin County deputy patrol vehicles were on site as dozens of cars drove by, with a lifeless body lying in the median, who deputies have now identified as 24-year-old Tyler Swanson of Foley. The Baldwin County Major Crimes Unit says around 5:30, deputies with the Baldwin County Sheriff's Office were conducting a traffic stop on the Baldwin County Beach Express just north of Highway 90 in Robertsdale. Deputies say during the traffic stop, a physical altercation broke out between one of the vehicle's occupants and two deputies with the Sheriff's Office. During the struggle, deputies say they ordered Swanson to stop fighting and comply with their instructions. Deputies say the subject then produced a gun and was shot by one of the deputies. Swanson was pronounced dead at the scene. The deputies were not injured. The Baldwin County Major Crimes Unit is working this case, and the chairman of the unit, Bay Minette Police Chief Al Tolbert, says results of the investigation will be turned over to the district attorney's office. Tolbert says the deputies involved were placed on administrative leave.
Oklahoma City police say a teenager and a suspect are dead following an officer-involved shooting this afternoon in northwest OKC.
We're also learning a police officer was injured during the incident. Fox 25's David Chasnoff been covering the story all day long. Joins us now with the latest. And David, when did this all really get started?
Adam Wendy, OKCPD tells me they responded to a domestic incident in this neighborhood near Hefner and Rockwell around 1:15 this afternoon. It was an emotional situation for people living in this area and even officers.
These types of calls are very tragic, especially involving children. We really want to reach out to our community and let them know that we are there for them because this hits all of us hard.
Captain Valerie Littlejohn says when officers arrived at a home on Bayberry Drive Friday afternoon, the suspect ambushed them.
There were several people inside that home when this incident was taking place, children and adults.
According to OKCPD, 2 officers shot back at the suspect and he died at the scene.
The male did not live in the home at this time, but had came there, and again, this is what played out.
Littlejohn says authorities found 2 victims in the home who were shot by the suspect. Both of them are believed to be teenagers. Officials say they were transported to a hospital where one of them was pronounced dead, while the other victim is still being treated.
Heart goes out to the family involved.
Littlejohn adds that one officer was shot and taken to a hospital, though they are going to be okay.
Both officers involved in this shooting are placed on a routine administrative leave.
People living in this area tell me they didn't expect anything like this to happen in their neighborhood.
It's really sad, because we never know who our neighbors are. So it's for we could be careful and, check our surroundings because we don't know, what's around us.
Susanna Sandoval says this happened in what usually is a calm area.
Nothing ever has happened here in this neighborhood. Everything has, been nice, has been good until now.
So to recap, 2 people are dead and 2 others are injured as a result of this officer-involved shooting on the northwest side of Oklahoma City. Investigators say they're still working on finding out things like what even led up to this entire incident. Reporting live in Oklahoma City, David Chasnoff, Fox 25 News.
News right now at 10 o'clock in Haywood County. A man who's been missing for weeks has been shot and killed by deputies. They say he attacked them with a knife.
Deputies say they responded to a report of a suspicious person near Harmon Horse Camp. We have it mapped out for you on your screen. It's in Clyde, North Carolina. Deputies say the man attacked a deputy with a knife, so the deputy fired his gun. Officials identified that man as Michael Shope. He was pronounced dead on scene. And you may remember Shope and his daughter were reported missing December 3rd out of Fletcher, North Carolina. Their car was spotted in Greenville the next day. Now, we reached out to Fletcher police, who tell us Alatani Tatiska was found safe and unharmed. This is his daughter, who goes by Allie. That case is active and under investigation by multiple agencies, including the North Carolina Bureau of Investigation.
I'm Kasha Hancock reporting. We now know one person is dead after a SWAT standoff in Trotwood on Shiloh Springs and Olive Road. It started this afternoon when the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office and U.S. Marshals Service Southern Ohio Fugitive Apprehension Strike Team was serving a warrant for felonious assault.
Yeah, it was an officer that was working with the task force, sir.
They tell us when law enforcement got to the complex, one officer was shot in the leg but is facing non-life-threatening injuries. Montgomery County Sheriff Rob Streck says they were extremely concerned with the community's safety, telling residents to evacuate.
Bullets had entered other apartments. Those who didn't want, we just tell to shelter in place and stay away from doors and windows. Like I said, we've had a lot of individuals that understood it was a dangerous situation, so most individuals have left.
Sheriff Streck also says before they dealt with that individual, they locked the suspect's apartment and checked other apartments to make sure no one was hurt. We are working to learn more about the officer's condition and will keep you updated on air and online.
He was shot inside a McDonald's by High Point police officers.
Tonight, it's still not immediately clear why officers opened fire, but we do know that a 50-year-old man was accused of cutting himself inside the fast food restaurant when police were initially called. The chief of the High Point PD says officers responded to the mental health call along Mall Loop Road. When officers got there, they learned a man had a knife. They did take de-escalation measures, but the chief says due to the man's erratic actions, the two officers that responded both opened fire on the 50-year-old man. It's not clear exactly how many shots they fired. However, investigators say no one else inside was physically wounded. EMS was on the scene initially to help with de-escalation, but then returned when officers requested help. The man was then taken to the hospital, where he died a short time later.
Our officers arrived prior to their arrival and we received updated information that subject was now armed with a knife. Our officers arrived and attempted to communicate with the individual and de-escalate, and as a result of the individual's actions, shots were fired.
The chief went on to say the State Bureau of Investigation is involved in determining why the officers shot at the man, and neither officer involved was hurt in the incident.